Hello. I recently competed in a Quantum League tournament and I wanted to share my strategies and what I was thinking during the grand finals. Sorry for the quality of the video. It's a recording of a Twitch stream, which is watching a Discord stream, which is in 4:3 resolution. So, next time I'll be sure to get a better recording. So, looking at the tournament finals here. It's me versus J-Dragon. So this is from Jay's perspective to start here.
From Jay's point of view, you request.
He likes to do this quite often. He looks for red damage with his one, grabs the pack late, and goes to the point. I managed to win the fight with my one, but because I never pick up a health pack with my one, it's pretty vulnerable to damage from his two and his three.
Guys are both
So I definitely need to help him out here. So what I'm looking to do is with my two. You can see he grabs this health pack from my perspective, the right pack, with his one, which means that with his three, if he wants to play around a pack, if he plays around this one, he's going to screw his one, even more than Erdy is. He kind of needs that pack. So he's probably going to play around this side, and I want to avoid making my two a target for his three. So I'm going to play on this side, take the pack early so that he can't rush me. So if I pick it up at about 9 seconds, that means that even if he b-hops the whole way here to try and grab it, my guy will still pick it up first. So then I can do damage the whole way, his whole path here. So he's going to play around this pack almost certainly. And my two will be out of sight. I want to do late damage to his one after he picks up the pack. And then with my three, I'll play around this pack. This guy will pick up this pack. He'll be forced onto this pack.
You guys are both diamond. You both look pretty insane. Let's do this. It's a pretty cool skin. I have the skin.
So this damage I'm doing to the one now, I really don't need to do it. I just couldn't remember if he did damage to my one. So I got the pack, did some damage, and I got some decent damage on his two actually, which is... I needed to do a little bit of damage, I didn't have to do that much. So it's clear here, if you're looking, his second clone is his exposed clone. My exposed clone is my one, because he doesn't pick up packs. His exposed clone is his two. But if you look at the path he's running, he's going to be visible to my three for most of this path. So it's going to be really easy to do damage to him. Whereas for him to do damage to my one, he would have to push pretty far into my base, or do it really late in the round, which is when all my clones are going to be going for the point. So this is a bad situation for him. So I'm popping over to the left, looking to get damage on his two, and he helps me out by shooting his two in the back with his three. So I did the damage, take this gunfight, and I managed to win it. So the thing about the strategy there is, worst case scenario, with how it was going, my one and my two are going to be alive on the point, his one and his two are going to be dead. So my three taking that fight, either I win I make sure I take the gunfight as late as possible. So either I win the gunfight straight up and the round's over, my one and my two are on the point, I win it, or he wins the gunfight, but I want to take it late so that he doesn't have time to kill my one and my two. So worst case scenario, we're going to overtime, and that's an overtime that favors me so heavily that it's pretty much a guaranteed round. So going into this next round, I took the SMG instead of the GL because I was kind of expecting him to put some pressure on me, go aggressive, and it is nice to have the SMG for variety. But looks like at least he starts out the same way. Look for damage early with his one, grab the pack and go for the point. So it's nice that I won that fight. Not necessary, especially because I'm an exposed clone. But going into the second round now, I'm gonna do the same thing. Go to the right side so I could force him to the left. Force his three to the left, that is, and then do late damage to his one, just to help out my one. So that do a bunch of damage there, and I do end up killing his two. So all things considered, if neither of our three does anything, I'm gonna come out on top. So the thing is, he grabs both his health packs, right? There we go. So he grabs both his health packs. So his 3, unless he pushes, like, I grab this pack soon enough that he can't get there in time to steal it. And I'm planning on hovering around this pack, and he should know that. So he doesn't really have any options to influence or like to put damage down on my guys easily. Because anytime he exposes himself to put damage, I can put damage back on him. And if his 3 takes damage, he has to take a health pack from his 1 or his 2. So he's screwing his 1 and his 2. And that's never a situation you want to be in. You don't want to be racing your own guy for that health pack. So he's probably going to play it safe. So I really need to look for a fight here to get some damage down early. But at the same time, unless he does something, heroic, he's in a bad spot. So he's hopping around. It looks like he's looking for a fight, so I'm waiting for him. But he's not shooting at me, or he's shooting over there. But he's also not shooting my clones, so I'm not too worried. So we go into the point.
Wow.
I make sure I go in with my clones, and I end up winning the fight. He gets a little closer than I should have made it. Like I should have gotten earlier damage to his 3, but wasn't too bad. But going into this final round now, I decided to switch it up. I think he's going to play it the same way as he just did, because he had the best. It was the closest to winning a round. So instead of playing safe with my 1, I instantly go grab the pack.
Very unfortunate, so lucky running.
So he wins this gunfight, but not by a lot. I do a lot of damage early, and then he kills me late. After the packs, like in the end round. So here I notice, looks like he's doing the same thing. He's going to grab that pack with his 2. So I grab mine early so he can't push me. And then go for the point, try and do some damage. So his 2's doing a lot of damage here. So going into the third round. Both his packs have been taken, both my packs have been taken. I take my packs too early for him to rush and take them. But if I can rush with my final loop here, I have time to make it to either one of these. So he can see me coming and try and block me off if I'm going to one of these, to steal one of these health packs from these clones. I'll just go to the other one. I've time for that. He picks up the pack too late. So his 2 does a lot more damage than his 1, so ideally I want to get his 2's pack, because he'll just be dead then, because I did damage before he picked up the pack. So my plan was I come out looking like I'm running for the 1. His 3 will push over to this side to deny it, and then I'll switch, go over to the 2, take that pack. And then I'll just fight him to the point. So here, faking left. He goes left. I go right. Land some damage so he can't push me. So his 2's out of the game. My 1 and my 2 are on the point. Just play it safe. Make sure I peek late enough that if he kills my 3, he doesn't have time to kill my 1 and my 2. So this is the next map. It's BO3. And just to put some context onto this round, I've at this point gone the full tournament without dropping a single round against anybody. So I'm feeling a little bit confident, not gonna lie. And I ended up doing something pretty stupid, which you should never do in a tournament, which is try a new strat that you haven't totally figured out yet. Haven't worked out the kinks. But I go ahead and I run it anyway. It's not a terrible strat, all things said. Like it can be used well if you know all the parts of it. I know when I scrim against Stafe, he uses it a lot against me, and it works very well for him. But
alright.
I'm trying it out here.
Pressure, but this is his last chance.
It's really to put a lot of pressure on the enemy's health packs.
This is his game, it's over.
But you really need to use your 2 and your 3 effectively. And I don't do that here. So spoiler alert, this is the one round I drop in the tournament. So I do land some nice shots here. I mow down his 1 and his 2. The problem is that the clone doing all this work is my exposed clone. It's my 2. He doesn't grab a health pack. He does all that damage late. So something about this map, if you don't know it very well yet, is if you look up here, you can get to this top balcony. But this route is locked in by the high wall. So once you go past this point, you're committed to this lane. It takes like rounds are only 15 seconds. So if you go up this ramp to then go back down and around and all the way to the point, you don't really have time to do anything. It's just you're straight up running the whole time. So if somebody goes up here, they're locked in, but it's also hard to do damage to them. So the counter is if you think someone's going to go up one of these routes, you run along the ledge, because then, so my health pack's here. I was going to run along the ledge. If he goes up here, I can do damage to him, and then I can just fall off, grab my health pack. So I'm healing all the damage he did back to me. But he's committed up here. He probably won't beat his, I think that's his one clone from picking up that health pack. So he would be going into the final fight with almost 0 health on his 3, and I'd be going in full health. So it's really bad for him if I spot him going up here. But if I don't stop him from getting up here, he can see my 2, my exposed clone. So he can see him very easily, and I can't get a good angle on his 3. And that's what ends up happening here. He jukes me out. So I start going on the ledge, and I see him there. You saw his number go up to the right there. So that's about all you see when somebody's right up the lamp. So I'm in a good spot here to stop him. And then right there, you see it flash back to the left. That's pretty common if someone's faking you that they're going up the ramp, and then they come back down and around. So I saw him there. So my instinct reaction is to drop down so I can fight him. Of course, he then jinks back up the ramp. So here now I can't fight him. He gets an easy kill on my number 2 clone, and while I kill him,
So close.
he did it right. He didn't die before I didn't have a chance to clear up the point. So, unfortunate for me. Well played for him. I did manage to force overtime, but it's an overtime that favors him very heavily. So that's why I took a GL there for the first round of overtime. I'm not too worried about losing the 1 fight. What's going to matter is the 3 fight. So I'm just going to throw some GLs downrange. If his 3, he just happens to walk into one of those while my 3 is still alive, it's round over. It doesn't matter what happens to the 1s and 2s then. For this guy, I'm going to try and take out the 1 quickly. Hopefully win the 2 fight.
Oh,
I thought he was dead, so I stopped shooting. So now I'm in a pretty bad situation. Because if our 3s both die and do nothing, then he wins. But my 3 is really low and his 3 is full health, so he could just push me. I'm kind of trapped in the center here. So I take some early damage from his clones, trying to spot him out. I think he went up the ramp, but he's down beside me there.
Yeah, should be an easy point for Jack.
That's the round I lost this tournament.
Do it.
Pretty disappointing. Ballerina. So here I went into full focus mode. There was no chance I was dropping another round. It's nice to do a little wiggle here, because this is going to be my exposed clone. So you want to make sure that if he pushes up to a weird angle and tries to get a shot on you, you're just moving, you show your arm for a second, he shoots. You just show your arm at the other side, show your arm. Makes you hard to kill. They're just blocking shots. I noticed that his 2 didn't pick up the health pack. So he switched back to just using... Let's get the line here. So his picked up the health pack with his 1. His 2 is his exposed clone. And if you saw he was flying back and forth across the center here, that's going to be a really easy kill for my 3. All I do is sit in cover, and I can kill his 2. And then... I mean, I don't have to worry about it. That's why as soon as I noticed that when I was playing my 2 there, you can see I just totally shifted focus off of his 2 to his 1. I wanted to make sure both of my clones, my 1 and my 2, were both shooting his 1. So that my 3 can take out his 2, then grab the health pack, and then my 1 and my 2 he can kill either one of them, but they'll still kill as one. There's 2. Kind of whiffed the shots, but I get him in the end. And now he's in a tough spot. So I just follow my clones to the point, make sure that I go late enough that he can't kill all 3 of us at the same time. And this forces another overtime that is pretty much guaranteed win for me.
Let's see.
His only real chance is to beat me to that health pack without taking too much damage, so he can still fight my 3. So his 1 actually shooting at me there when I picked up the health pack was a really bad idea. Because if his 3 beats me to the health pack, then his 3 is going to be right where those bolts are going. So he will have just unloaded a full clip into where his 3 is going to be if he wins the race. And that's really his only chance of winning this round. So with my 1, I went and raced his 3. With my 2, I'm going to try and do some damage to the clones. I actually win that gunfight. That was a pretty sick shot. So now he's in a really tough spot. Because he has to kill my 3 very quickly. Without that health, or either has to beat him to the health pack and not take damage. Or kill my 3 instantly when he has almost no health. So he goes for the race. And I take the kill. My 1 did win the fight, or the race, so that's nice. And it's just mopping up. You know, just in case they betray me. So, I'm going to do the same thing as last time. This is my exposed clone, keeping him safe. I do a little bit, I overcommit to that fight, that spray. I thought he was closer to the health pack, so I wanted to shoot him right as he grabbed it. But I was in the open for a long time there. If he noticed that, he can set it up so that his 3, or even his 2, can do a lot of damage to my 1. Couldn't remember if his 1 did early damage, so I just killed him anyway. Again, I messed up the spray timing.
Unfortunately, he had to reload.
So I do very little damage to his 2. So going into this round now, I mean, it's very clear. You should know by now. His 2 is his exposed clone. Look at the path he's running. He's going to be in the open. My 3 is going to focus him down. Oh, I pushed. Baller. Either way. So he left the health pack up.
Ooh.
Oh. I probably could have played that for my own health pack and it would have been a safer bet. But it's never a bad idea to throw aggression at them. Kind of scared the opponent. So again, in overtime, what matters is the health pack. When he's that low. To win the round, he has to get it. So if I just get out of the way, or I send 1 clone to race, and the other clone just pump bolts into that area. If he wins the race, he's going to eat all the bullets. You might even, you know, often you die pretty quickly to their 1 and their 2 when you're doing this, but it's much more important to win the 3 fight. And it's always a good idea to look at your map. Get an idea what kind of routes they run, so that if I kill them with my 3 here, I know where to go to clean up the rest. So I peeked around the right side of the barricade there, just because there is a strategy that some people use, where if their 1 and their 2s win their fights in the overtime, their 3, regardless of how much health they have, they turn and they run for their own spawn and just try and hide. Because then your 3 wastes so much time trying to hunt them down that that you end up forgetting or losing track of time, and then you can't get back to the point in time. But he went for the health pack, and ate the pre-fire. Same strategy, do the wiggle. Take a gunfight. Honestly, we came out of that situation equal. We both did similar damage.
Alright, this is Jay's last chance. He's gotta get this point here, otherwise it's over.
So I'm just grabbing the health pack early often. Want to make sure that if he decides to rush with his final loop, he's not going to get a health pack. It does make you a little more vulnerable to if they stay on their side and just spam at you, because you pick up the health pack earlier, but I think it's worth the cost. Third loop aggression is terrifying, which is why I decided to go for some. And we run right by each other. So here, I will rewind it later. I make a huge mistake and almost lose this round.
That's a win.
I saved myself with the gunfight. Oh, got 2 clones on 1 health. So what happened here was, let's see if I can find the right round. So I decided to go for C3 aggression. I'm winning this round handedly. I don't need to go for this, but I decided to do it just to throw him off, I guess. And what happened is he goes for C3 aggression too, and I don't think he sees me. Or at least he's going for the race. He's racing my 2's pickup of the health pack. He thinks he needs to win that. I'm pretty sure he's not going to win that race. So my plan is, if I turn and do damage to him now while he's racing, I can kill him. And then my what's it called? My 2 will pick up the health pack. Then he has to divert and go to a different health pack, which probably be my back left. And by the time he gets that, he won't be able to get back to the point on time. Like, it's going to be near impossible. But I whiff the spray so hard here. A full clip. And do like 1.5 bars of damage. So now I'm a little worried. Because if he just whips around and sprays me down while I'm reloading here, it's gonna be round over for him. So I decided to continue my final aggression to take his 2's health pack. But his 1's health pack. There goes his 1, beating me to it, which was, and then I just waste a bunch of ammo on his 1 for no reason. Just I'm panicking at this point. And now I'm in a tough spot because he's got 3 clones going to the point, and I'm a long ways from the point with 4 seconds left. So I just come jumping in here. I would say his 3 goes a little early. He should have stayed in cover longer. He didn't need to come out and fight me. So he gives me the gunfight. I get out. I managed to kill him. It helps that I think he was shooting his 1, I was shooting his 1, and my 1 was shooting his 1. And then I have 3 bullets left here. And his 2 does shoot my 1. So I just stop and 3 bullets in the back of the head. Or I guess 1 in the neck, or 1 in the body, 2 in the head.
That's a win.
And don't kill my 1, because I didn't have time to get on the point with my 3. And win out the round. If it had gone to overtime, I would have been in a pretty decent situation, because the pack over here is up. But it still would have been terrifying. So that was the finals. So hopefully watching this video helped you understand what was going on in my mind and what I was thinking during that finals. And maybe it'll give some tactics to the next guy that I gotta play in the next tournament, so should be interesting going forward. Hopefully Anubis continues to put on tournaments. I think there's a new one coming up soon, so should be interesting.